Hi, this video is about why hip-hop went big for Keaton Jones and virtually silent for Ashawnty Davis. Hip-hop community, are you listening? That's the question. You see, in the picture here, we have on the left, we have a picture of Keaton Jones. He's a 10-year-old white kid who, by now, I'm sure you've all seen the video, and I'm not going to replay it here because I don't want to hear him sobbing and crying again, and his mother leading him down the trail of tears. I don't want to hear it anymore, so I'm not going to play the video. But the question is, why is hip-hop went big for Keaton Jones and virtually silent for Ashawnty Davis? Both of them are 10 years old, and both of them have suffered from bullying, except the little white kid, Keaton Jones, he's still alive to cry about it, while Ashawnty Davis killed herself by committing suicide back in November behind bullying. Now, when I first read this article, I have to say that I was dumbfounded because I'm asking the same question. How is it that our hip-hop community, our black community, how we can be so silent when it comes to the death of a 10-year-old girl who committed suicide behind bullying, and then we cape and we even shed a tear for a little white kid because he's crying on video about how he's been bullied behind having an ugly nose or funny haircut, or the fact that other kids are just making fun of them, which happens to a lot of kids in our world every single day. But this situation with Keaton Jones, his mother set this up on video where he gets in the car and he starts whining to his mother about how the other kids are treating him and making fun of him, and he's crying and sobbing about how they're talking about him and everything, which again happens to a lot of kids. But nonetheless, his mother starts coaching him on by the line of questioning that she asks him, "Well, Keaton, how did it make you feel, honey? Well, how come the kids just did it to you? Did they do it to other kids?" And she's just going down this line of questioning. And for the most part, from everything that's transpired up to this date, we saw a lot of black folk come to the rescue of Keaton Jones. Right off the bat, there were a few people who used their noggins, another word for their brain, like Tariq Nasheed, for instance, who did his homework and exposed in Twitter the racist antics of Keaton Jones' mother. And some of the postings she's posted, some of the pictures she posted with her and poor little Keaton holding up Confederate flags. And then in the end, overall, even her family members, we come to find out her sister comes to her rescue and says things like, "Oh, we're not racist though. Well, you guys need to quit that argument. You guys need to just quit that argument." But no, there's substantial evidence that shows that you are. So no, we're not going to stop that argument. People know the truth now. Yeah, exactly. We know the truth. But the point is that why would a little white boy get nearly 60 grand from people out in the world who feel sorry for him being bullied when, like I said, we lost a little black girl named Ashawnty Davis who was only 10 years old. Beautiful little girl who happens to be black, who didn't make it to cry and sob like poor little Keaton Jones. You see, Ashawnty Davis didn't get the $60,000. As a matter of fact, I bet you that if they put up a crowd fund, I bet you they probably didn't even earn enough money to even give Ashawnty Davis a proper funeral. But you see, this is how black people are in America, because we're so brainwashed and more or less whitewashed that we cape for white people every single time we get. We're the white saviors. We're the Captain Save a Caucasian. That's exactly what we always turn out to be. We have so many coons and coonettes within the black community is so freaking disgusting. And then we even have to look at even Africans in Africa. I'm getting off base for a second, just for a second. But we even have to look at Africans in Africa who are also coons. You know, like those in Zimbabwe who feel the need to give the land back to the white farmers who actually lost the land because they had an African president named Mugabe who cared more for black people than black people care for themselves. You know. So now that they got him out of office, they're able to usher back the land back to the white folks who they said belonged to when the land did not even belong to them. But I digress. I'm going to get back to this story here. I just want to show how the coonery is so freaking nasty within the black community and black culture. I have to speak on this. It's so disgusting. I can't even use proper words to describe just how filthy, disgusting, and disgusted I am to even have to discuss this, because we keep doing this. And then we wonder, why are we still in the position we're in? Well, look in the mirror, black folk. Look in the mirror. Look in the mirror and ask yourself, why do I like sleeping with a white woman? Or why do I like sleeping with white men? When these are the people who oppressed my ancestors. Let me ask myself that question and then slap myself and wake up and smell some coffee. Let me figure out, what am I doing that's gotten me so brainwashed that I feel that I need to sleep with them versus my own. You know, it's called miscegenation, by the way. If you even tend to a Bible and you know your scriptures, you've read about this before. You will sit there and pick and cherry pick out scriptures that suit your need, that suit your arguments, but you won't look at all the scriptures. You won't believe or live up to all the scriptures, only the ones that suit your arguments. And so right now I'm using this one, and I wish I knew the exact scriptures to use. I'm not going to go to my Bible because I'm recording this video. I don't have to. If you have a Bible, you can do it yourself. It's called miscegenation. And yes, that is a sin. That's when you sleep with someone else outside of your own race. I'm paraphrasing it, but you can get the gist of it by picking up your own Bible. But nonetheless, we're so busy caping and wanting to sleep with white folks that we say Black Lives Matter, but when a black life like Ashawnty Davis is involved, we go silent. We don't have anything to say. But a little white boy who tears up and cries on video, you just get your little hair raised up on the back of your neck and you feel like you gotta go and tweet it on his behalf. Well, now that you found out that his mother is teaching her kids that waving Confederate flags is okay, T.I., Snoop Dogg, and all the rest of you black folk who ran to Keaton Jones' rescue, let me just say this to you. Maybe one day he'll grow up. Keaton Jones will grow up. He'll learn to oppress your kids. Wouldn't that be nice? And what a slap in the face that would be to you, wouldn't it? Black folk, for caping so fast for someone white. You guys do this constantly. It's so disgusting. I'm sick of it. Anyways, I was going to go through this story because I wanted to read it. I just can't. But I am going to go to the last part of this story because I feel it touches on the points that I've made so far. Yeah, it's a rant. It's a rant. But in this rant, I'm saying some points that I hope at least one of you might consider. You know, one of you that loves to sleep with white folks. Black men, you're so despicable. You always come up with every excuse in the world how white pussy is just pussy. You're freaking dumb. And then you wonder why you're being tortured, basically, by white supremacy and white cops out there. because you run around with these white girls in your cars and run around chasing white pussy all day because that's all you can think about. And then you wonder why they're beating you over the head as if you don't know nothing about history. You youngsters today are stupid. Stupid. But I'm going to get to the last part of this video so I can end it off.